In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the final what-if analysis tool presented in this chapter. It's called Solver, and Solver is an Excel add-in. So if you open your Data tab and Solver is not showing up on the ribbon, before you start this exercise, you'll need to go to the File tab and to the Excel options. And then in the Excel options dialog box, you'll choose add-ins. And down here toward the bottom of the dialog box, you'll find Manage Excel Add-ins. Go ahead and click Go. Make sure there's a check mark next to the Solver add-in. Once that's done, click OK. And then Solver should show up on the ribbon on the Data tab. So in this particular exercise, we're still trying to find a way to increase the sales of the Sunshine eyeglass frame to $1 million. In the last video, we used GoalSeek, and we asked Excel to come up with a sale price for the eyeglass frame that would enable us to earn $1 million per year on that particular frame. However, we learned that GoalSeek has the limitation of only being able to change one cell in the spreadsheet in order to reach the goal. So we're going to use Solver, which gives you more flexibility to try to attain that particular goal. So I've opened up the Solver Parameters dialog box, and you'll see that the first parameter is the set objective. The set objective is the cell in the worksheet that you want to change, or it's the cell where you want to attain your goal. So for this particular exercise, it's the total sales for the Sunshine eyeglass frame. You'll notice that you can set the objective to ask Excel to find the maximum value or the minimum value, or we can specify our own value, which is what we're going to do. I'm going to enter $1 million here, which is our goal. And then I move on to the changing variable cells. So you can see here that unlike GoalSeek, you can use more than one variable. So what I want to do is look at sales volume. How many units are we selling? So I'm going to select up here in row 7 the quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4 cells for the Sunshine eyeglass frame. Now I can also place limitations on the solution of this problem by adding constraints. So I am going to add some constraints. And my first constraint is I'm going to go to cell C7, which is quarter 1 sales volume, and I'm going to constrain that cell to values that are greater than or equal to 1,300. Then I'm going to go ahead and click Add, because I'm going to add a constraint for each quarter. So my next constraint will be on cell D7. And I want D7 to be greater than or equal to 1,400. And then I need to add another constraint for quarter 3, or E7. And again, I want that cell to be greater than or equal to 1,700. And then I'm going to add one more constraint for quarter 4 in cell F7, and I would like that cell to be greater than or equal to 1850. So once I've entered my final constraint, I'm going to go ahead and click OK. So there is the solver model I've created. I'm going to go ahead and click Solve to see the results. And you can see that we did in fact meet our target of 1 million, slightly over. And if you look up here in the sales volume for the Sunshine Eyeglass Frame in row 7, you'll see that those amounts have changed and that they are meeting the constraints that we placed on them. Now, one of the nice things about using Solver is that you can save the solver model as a scenario. So I'm going to click Scenario and give my scenario a name. I'm going to call it Solver 2, and I'll click OK. Before I close the Solver Results dialog box, I'm going to click Restore Original Values to restore my worksheet to its original state. And once I do that, I can click OK. Now, if I want to work more with that scenario that I just created, I can go back to the What If Analysis button and open up the Scenario Manager. There's the solver model I just created, or the solver, and saved as a scenario. I can create a summary sheet for that. I can edit it. I can do anything with it that I would do with these other scenarios that I created earlier. So as you can see, Solver gives you a little bit more flexibility, and it's actually quite a powerful what-if analysis tool.